to part 3 of the VOR Navigation video series. And today we're going to talk about interception of inbound radials. And I highly recommend that you watch first parts 1 and part 2. Part 1 deals with basic concepts regarding VOR lingo, radials, inbound, outbound, finding out where you are, etc., flags from to. Part 2, we started putting this knowledge to practical use in the interception of outbound radials, and we've illustrated this using an old-fashioned CDI and using an HSI in the cockpit. And today we're going to talk about the interception of bound radials. And before we get started, do not forget to press that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet, and don't forget to press that bell icon so you get notified when I post new videos or when I go live with more instructional videos or online flights on Pilot Edge or VATSIM using or utilizing real-world procedures. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we're looking here and at this picture, and you can see that let's assume that we have a VOR in the center. And we have the radials coming out of the VOR. On the top, we have here radial 360, and then radial 090, and we know what 80, 270, and of course there are pretty much more radials everywhere coming out. But again, just to review the concept again, if we look at radial 360, which is this radial here, right here, okay? So that direction, that is radial 360 outbound, and this direction is radial 360 inbound, okay? And let's look, for example, at this radial right here, this radial 090. Okay, what is radial 090 inbound? This is radial 090 inbound, this one right here, okay? What is this one here? Oh, well, if you watch part 1, you'll understand that it's radial 270 outbound. So I'm not concerned about this today. I'm concerned about inbound radials. Where's radial 270 inbound? Well, okay, the direction of 270 inbound would be this guy right here. Here's 270. That's the radial, and inbound is this way. Let's say, for example, radial 135. Here you go. Radial 135 inbound. Let's say 135 inbound is this one. Okay, so just be careful here, because when you talk about the inbound radials inbound, just be careful here, because when we talk about radials inbound, it is opposite track than the actual radial itself. For example, 360 inbound. Let's go ahead and highlight this. And 360 inbound is 180 track. Okay, 090 inbound is 270 track. 270 inbound is 090 track. 135 inbound is 315 track. Okay, so that's what we need to bear in mind. And we said when we want to navigate an inbound radial track, an inbound radial, it's always good to switch the flag to 2 and fly to the station. So this way, if I do a 2 flag, I will track this. If I put a 2 flag, I will track this. If I put 2 flag, I will track this. If I put a 2 flag, I will track this for my inbound radial. So if I want to track 360 inbound, it's good to have a 180 on a 2 and track that one, because you don't have the issue of reverse sensing when it comes to a CDI, like we explained in part 1. All right, and with that, let's go ahead now and quickly talk about how we're gonna intercept inbound radials. If you're not giving vectors by ETC and you have the freedom to intercept any way you want, this is how we would do it. Okay, if I want to intercept radial 360 inbound, I need to find out first where I am, and I'm gonna follow a rule of thumb, or some methodology I have to stick to in order to intercept the radial in a methodical way. All right, so I look at the radial. This is the radial right here, and we talked about the inbound directions here, and I'm going to add 30 degrees and 60 degrees to it. Here you go, and 30 degrees from the other side and 60 degrees from the other side, like this. All right, and let me erase these for the purpose of illustration so you don't get confused. And I'm going to find out where I am. Am I here in section 1? Am I in section 2? Am I in section 3, 4, 5, or 6. Okay, and then this is how I'm going to intercept the radial. Let's pick a different color, maybe red, and pick something maybe a little thicker, and here we go. So I'm going to go like this. If I am in section 1, I'm going to fly up in this direction. Then when I'm 60 degrees from the radial, so here is like 60 degrees from this number, and here is 30. I'm going to turn left 90 degrees like this. When I'm 30 degrees from the radial, I'm going to turn 45 degrees to intercept, and then I'll intercept and fly the radial. If I'm in section 2, well, nothing to do. I'm going to fly 90 degrees to the radial. Here's the radial, got 90 degrees to it. And when I'm 30 degrees away, I'm going to turn left 45 degrees and intercept. Looks complicated, sounds complicated. Oh my God, am I going to have to do all this mathematics? What if I have a complicated, like not a simple radial like north, like 360 radial inbound, etc.? Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you how to do this in the cockpit without pretty much doing any mathematics whatsoever. Very simple. All right, if I'm in section 6, okay, in that case, I'm going to fly. I'm going to fly like this. And then when I'm 60 degrees away from the radial, here's 60 degrees from the radial, and here's 30 degrees from the radial. I'm going to turn right 90 degrees. When about 30 degrees from the radial, I'm going to turn again right 45 degrees to intercept my radial and go in like this. So that's the method. So I need to first find out where I am. So step 1, find out where you are. Are you in section 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6? Don't memorize anything, just visualize it. Meaning, let's, for example, look at something not let's look at something different, not east, west, north, or south. Let's look at an interesting any radial that is in between, for example. All right. So let's say we want to intercept some radial here, for example, this radial right here, inbound. All right, and let's say that this is radial 070, inbound. All right. So again, just like I did before, I'm going to draw these lines just to show you. Okay, about 30 degrees and 60 degrees from it, and 30 degrees like this, and 60 degrees from it, just like this. Right. I don't know what these numbers are. I'm not going to do the math. I know you can add, 30 and 60, etc. I'm not going to do any of this right now. I'll show you. So if I am in here, in this area, what am I going to do? I will fly in the same direction as 7070 like this. And when I'm 60 degrees from the radial, and when I'm 60 degrees, here's 60, and here 30 degrees from the radial, I'm going to turn left 90 degrees like this. And then when I'm 30 degrees from the radial, I'm going to turn 45 degrees and intercept the radial inbound. What if I am on this side, like here? Here. Well, in that case, I will fly 070 also, like this. And when I'm 60 degrees from the radial, I'm going to turn right 90 degrees. And I'm 30 degrees from the radial, I'm going to turn right 45 degrees and intercept the radial inbound. And 070 inbound is 250 track, right? 250 and a 2 flag. Okay, so this here is 250 and a 2 flag. All right, so this is the method. I need to find out where I am, and based on where I'm at, on the right or the left of the radial, north or south of the radial, etc. If I'm over 60 degrees, or I'm between 30 and 60, or I'm within 30 degrees. So that's what I need to find out. I'm on the right side or the left side. Okay, here's the right side of the radial, for example. And let's say that this is the left side of the radial. Depending on your perspective, it doesn't matter. Just what I need is like I'm on this side or that side. And then I need to find out if I am more than 60 degrees, or between 30 and 60, or less than 30 degrees. Or I am, let's call these 4, 5, or 6. Or on the other side, blue side, over more than 60 degrees, between 30 and 60 degrees and 30 degrees. And I'm going to fly that way to intercept the radial. And guess what? I'm probably panicking right now and thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do this in the cockpit? I'm flying, talking to ETC. I'm not going to do this mathematics. I'm not going to be able to visualize this. I will show you a very, very easy and simple method you can follow in the cockpit without doing any math whatsoever. and you're going to be able to intercept those radials like a piece of cake. And with that, let's go ahead now and jump in the cockpit. First, we're going to start off with the CDI, how to do this with the CDI, and then we're going to do this with an HSI, and we'll intercept inbound radials. I'll see you in a bit. All right, everyone, welcome back. We are now in the cockpit of Skyhawk Cessna 172 in the vicinity of John Wayne Airport in Southern California. That's Kilo Sierra November Alpha, KSNA. And we're going to do our exercises with respect to the Seal Beach VOR station. We're assuming that you have it tuned in already. It's 115.7. You identified it, and we're going to use it for purposes of navigation right now to practice the interception of inbound radials. And let's say I want to intercept radial, for example, let's say radial 330 inbound. Alright, so in that case, I'm going to use one of the dials that I'm not using in the plane. Well, maybe this time I can use this guy for fun. Here you go, 330. So I need to intercept this radial inbound, towards the station, this way. Okay, so how do I do this? Well, I need to find out first where I am. How do I find out where I am? I use the from indication and the needle centered. So I keep turning this guy until I get a from and the needle centered. Here we go. So I'm now almost on the radial 180, approximately on the radial 180. So look at this picture right here. Where am I? I am on this radial. See, radial 180. So all I need to do is go up that way. What is the direction going up? Is 330. No mathematics. 330 until I'm 60 degrees from the radial. Where's 60 degrees from the radial approximately? It's about 270. This guy right here. So I'm going to go now 330. So let me go now, turn the plane to 330. So I'm going to turn right to 330 until where? Until I am 60 degrees from my radial. 60 degrees from my radial, approximately. Ballpark it. Here you go. You're 30. Here's 60, like a pizza pie. And I like about, let's say 270 is close enough for me. All right, fine. So I'm going to set now the course to 270. And when the needle is centered, I have arrived there. I will be on that radial, 270. What am I going to do when I get to that radial? Right here, I'm going to turn right 90 degrees. That's it. Turn right 90 degrees going this way until I hit radial 300. And when I hit radial 330, I'm going to turn right again 45 degrees, intercept radial 330 inbound. What is 330 inbound? Well, I don't have to do any math. Look at the opposite number. It's 1502. Okay, 1502 to the station. And that is radial 330 inbound. That's it. And with that, we'll be right back in just a bit. And here we go. We're back again. And you can see now I'm approaching radial 270. The needle is coming. When the needle is centered and I have a from, I already arrived at radial 270. I'm going to turn right 90 degrees. Okay, so let's wait here till the needle is centered, and then I'm going to turn right 90 degrees. Where is right 90 degrees? Here's the marker. That's it, 060. That's all I need to do. I'm not doing any math, as you can see. I'm just looking. Okay, I am now on it, so I'm going to turn right now, 060. There we go. And I'm going to fly 060 this way. Here you go. Until where? Until I hit the radial 300. So set radial 300 here, so I know that I've arrived. I arrived there. So 300 is right there. Okay, so I'll fly until this needle is centered. That means I've arrived at radial 300, and at that point I'll turn right 45 degrees and intercept radial 330 inbound, which is 1502. So I'm gonna now fly until the needle gets centered. So it means I've arrived at radial 300, which is 30 degrees from my intended radial, target radial, and I will turn right 45 degrees and intercept. Alright, so I'll be back in just a bit when the needle starts to move. Here we go, needle started to move. Alright, so I'm going to turn now, start turning right 45 degrees. Here you go, here's the 45 degree mark, right here. And now I need to set radial 330 inbound, which is 1502. So get that ready. 150. Here you go. And when I get there, I'm going to turn right and intercept the radial inbound. Okay? Here I am. Have not done any mathematics at all. This is my target. My target radial is 330 radial inbound, which is 150 with the 2 indication. Once it comes, I'm going to turn 150, intercept, and track it to the station. Here we go. Needle is moving. We're back again. Going to turn now 150. and intercept my target radial. A little bit on the left, stay a little bit on the left. There you go, just bring it back a little bit. It's a little bit on my left, no reverse sensing. I'm using a 2 indication flying to the station. Come back here, bring it back. Let it come. There you go, that's a 1502. I am now flying the radial 300 inbound. Okay, now with that, I'll move now the aircraft to another random location and we do another example. Okay, and you can see here looking at the for-flight picture that we flew this way and then we turned right 90 degrees and we turned 45 degrees and we intercepted the radial right there. Right, let's go ahead and do another example. Move the aircraft to a random location and we'll be right back. Alright folks, we're back again at another random location and we're going to go ahead now and try to do another example. Let's try to intercept, say, radial 150 inbound. Okay, so come back here on one of the unused dials and let's put 150. Different example. Here you go, 150. I have it on top here and I want to set 150 inbound, which means I'm going downward into the station, which is 330 with the 2 indications. So here's the radial, put it on the top. I need to find out where I am. How do I find out where I am? Well, needle centered and from indication. Oh, here we go. I'm actually now on radial 145, 140. So where am I? I'm right here. Somewhere here, a little bit left of the radial. So I need to go 45 degrees this way to intercept this radial and go in. What's 45 degrees this way? Here you go. Read this number. Somewhere here in the middle. Let's say it's about 285. That's it. Just turn 285. All I read is I read a middle number here. That's 45 degrees this way. Here we go, 285. So I'll turn to 285. To intercept radial 150 inbound, which is 3302. There you go. So I'll set the course 330. Very close to the radial. So you can see now the needle is moving. It's coming to me. I'm about to catch it. So I'm going to turn now 330 and catch my inbound radial. I was very close to it. This is the case now. This example, like we were within 30 degrees of the target radial. So we just go 45 degrees to it. If I'm between 30 and 60, I'll go 90 degrees to it. Then I will turn. If I'm more than 60 degrees, I'll just go parallel to it. Parallel to the radial itself, not the inbound direction. Then I will turn according to the picture without doing any math. This is exactly, you just look in here and you can see where the plane is. You can visualize where the plane is and with the radial is. Okay, so turn a little bit more to the right and try to get that radial back and we will track it inbound. And here you go, radial is coming. Turn it more to the right, bring it back, and here it is. It's back, so I'll fly now 330. Alright, we're back again. We're going to try to do another example. Let's say now HC tells us to intercept, let's say radial 020 inbound. Okay, 020 inbound. So I'm going to put 020 on my dial. Alright, here, this is just used for illustration. I'm not using it to navigate at all. I'm just putting it as if like I have a pen and paper and I drew all the directions and everything. Here's 020, put it on the top. Okay, we'll find out where I am. How do I do this? I center the needle with a from indication. A to 2, and make it a from, and we center the needle. Here we go. I'm now pretty much on radial 065 or so. So where am I? I am here. I am more than 30 degrees from the radial. How did I do any math? No, here's 10, 20, 30. I'm a little bit. I'm between 30 and 60. I'm somewhere here. So I need to go 90 degrees to the target radial. Here's the target radial. 90 degrees to it is going this way to the left. Just read the number here. This is this direction. It's about 290 or so. All right, so fly 290. Got that. So I'm going to turn left now, 290. Until I intercept that radial that is 30 degrees from my target radial. And what is 30 degrees? You go right here. Right here. 050. So I set the course now to 050. And then when I get there, when I get to this radial, I will turn left 45 degrees, intercept radial 020 inbound. And without doing any math, what is 020 inbound? It's right here. Just read the number in the opposite direction, right? It's 200 with a 2 indication. Right, here you go. The needle is moving. We're very close. So at this point, I'm going to turn left 45 degrees to intercept my target radial once I reach this radial right here, which is 050. Okay, it's coming. Needle is coming. I'm about to cross it. Here we go. It's coming. I'm about to cross it. And I'll turn now 45 degrees to the left. 45 degrees. Here's the marker. Right here. Right? Here you go. 245 is good enough. 245. Here you go. 245. Didn't do any math. 245. I'm turning left 35. 245. Alright. What is radial 020? Now the next target is the actual radial. I'm going to intercept inbound. 020 inbound. 020 inbound is 200 with a 2 indication. So I said that get ready with the 200. With the 2 indication. Here's the 200 is ready. And that's it. And I wait for my target radial to come. And then I will turn, as you can see here, I will turn left. Here you go. I'm coming here. I will turn left. Here you go. This way. I'm going this way now. I'm going to turn left to intercept this radial inbound to the station. And we'll be right back when the needle starts to move. Here you go. The needle started to move. And I start now turning left quickly because I'm very close to the station. 200. And that's it. I am now capturing the target radial. It's a little bit on my right, so go a little bit to the right. Bring it back, bring it back. And if you look at for flight, if I zoom in, here you go. I'm intercepting now radial 020 inbound to the station. Go a little bit to the right, just bring it back. That's it. So as you can see here, we flew 90 degrees to the target radial, and then we intercept. We turn left 45 degrees to intercept the radial. Here you go, the needle's coming. And now I intercept the radial 020 inbound. Alright, and I think this is pretty much it. These are the steps you follow in the aircraft. I didn't do any mathematics or anything. I know where I am. I have a nice visual picture of everything by using one of the unused dials in the aircraft. And with that, we'll be right back and do another example or a few examples with an HSI. See you in a bit. Right, we're back again, and now we're in the cockpit of Cessna Skyhawk C-172 with G1000. And we are also in the vicinity of John Wayne, Kilo November Alpha in Southern California. We're using the Seal Beach VOR for navigation. 115.7 tuned in on Nav 1, and we are now on the CDI Nav 1 to navigate and to do our practice exercises for the interception of inbound radials. Alright, so let's say we want to intercept radial 280 inbound. Now remember, in the 6-pack Skyhawk, we had this extra gauge or CDI or dial that we used to pretty much visualize everything. Now here I don't have this. So what am I going to do? Well, I can just look here. Again, there's no mathematics to be involved. So what I'm going to do is, first thing, I'm going to look at the radial 280. Here's radial 280, and I need to intercept this radial inbound. Okay, so here 280, imagine that this is the VOR is in the center, and 280 is right here where that marker is. Okay, I need to find out first where I am. And to do this, the G1000 has a very cool feature. If you press the course button, it will center the needle with a 2 indication to take you to the VOR station. So let's do that real quick. And the needle is centered, and we have a 2 indication. We talked about this in the previous video. For this particular HSI, the 2 indication is when you have the selected course and the little arrow in the same direction. This little arrow right here always points to the station, wherever you know that the station is in that direction. And this is a 2 indication, and we can look at the tail. So let's do it again. If I turn this a little bit right now, look at this. So I am now on the tail because it's a 2 indication. So I'm on approximately radial 0.75 or so. The other way that we always talked about before from video part number 1 and part number 2 is to have a from indication, obviously, which is same thing as getting a to indication and looking at the tail. Here's a from indication because now the two arrows are in the opposite directions, the selected course and this little arrow pointing to the VOR. And if I center the needle with a from indication, I know which radial I am on. And indeed, here I am. I'm now on radial 065 or so. All right, good. All right, so let's look at here now. Again, try to visualize this. Here's 280, and I'm on radial 065 here. So if I look at the picture, here's 30, here's 60, and I need to go in that direction first. Direction 280, parallel to the radial. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll turn 280. And I will go 280 until I'm 60 degrees from that radial. 60 degrees from that radial. All right, what is 60 degrees from that radial? I mean, again, I don't want to do any mathematics. I don't want to complicate things. All right, here we go. It's simple. It's 10, 20, 30. Now I need to fly in that direction until I'm 60 degrees from that radial. Okay, without doing any mathematics. What is 60 degrees from that radial? Oh, here we go. All right, here's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Somewhere here. 340, for example. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now, put the course to 340. That's it. When I hit this radial, okay, 340, I'm going to turn left 90 degrees, go in this way, until I hit radial 300, or I'm sorry, until I hit radial 310 or so. This is about 30 degrees, and then I will turn 45 degrees to the left, intercept the radial inbound. Okay, this is how we visualize this, and I'm using just looking at the numbers and just looking, ballparking the directions of the tracks and the radials, and this should get me there without any issues. And with that, we'll be right back when we get to this radial. When we arrive there, when the needle is centered with from indication, in that case, I will turn left 90 degrees, and we'll take it from there. All right, we'll be right back. And here we're back, and now I am pretty much on this radial. Okay, here it goes. I'm approaching the radial, so I'm going to turn left 90 degrees. Where's 90 degrees? Right here. Here's the 90 degree mark, 190. So I'm going to turn this way until I hit the 30 degrees from the target radial. Here's the target radial was this one, and 30 degrees. Or just you can turn just the needle 30 degrees to the left. So I turn the needle 30 degrees to the left. That's it. Alright, so I'll fly until I hit this radial, and at that point I will turn left 45 degrees and intercept my target radial. My target radial is 280 inbound. Right? What is 280 inbound? Well, just look at the opposite number. 280 inbound is 100 with a 2 indication. Alright, and that's what I'm going to fly when I get there. Alright, we'll be back in just a bit when the needle comes closer. And here you go, the needle is coming closer. I'm going to turn left 45 degrees, which is somewhere here. Here's the marker. It's about 145 or so. And there you go. So I'm going to turn now. 45 degrees to the left, and now get ready to intercept my radial. My radial is 280 inbound, which is 1002. With the 1002, and the best thing about the HSI is going to show you your perspective with respect to the radial, which is perfect. Here you go, and this is the radial right there. We're going to go this way, and we're going to intercept it going that way to the station, and that is radial 280 inbound. And there you go, radio started to move. I turn now. Maybe I'll disconnect the autopilot and turn more aggressively. Try to catch it. Here you go. And bring it back. Bring the radio back, a little bit to the right. That's it. And we're very close to the station right now. You can see half a mile. We're pretty much over the station, and that's why we lost the signal in the cone of confusion. So let's assume right now that I need to intercept radial, let's say radial 200 inbound. Okay, so let's imagine what the radial is. 200 is here. I want to intercept that radial inbound to the station like this. Well, first thing I need to find out where I am. I just press the course button to center the needle. I just press the course button, and immediately the needle is centered with a 2 indication to take me to the station, and that means I am on the radial on the tail with the from indication. When the needle is centered, I'm on radial about 2, I would say 240 right now. Okay, and the other way is like we discussed before with the from indication and the needle is centered. Here you go. Yeah, approximately radial 245. Now I'm on radial 245. Right, so I am on radial 245. I am on this radial, and I want to intercept radial 200 inbound. Okay, so I am well, more than between 30 and 60 degrees. So I go 90 degrees to the radial. Here's the radial. What is 90 degrees to this radial? Just look like this. Here you go. All right, approximately what? 110, 120 this direction. Okay, so I'll turn that direction. Just ballpark it. 110 until I hit 30 degrees from that radial. So I was on the right of the radial, 200, so plus 30 is about 230. Here we go. That's it. And then once I hit that radial, which way am I going to go? I'm going to go left 45 degrees to intercept my target radial. Right? And again, I'm just visualizing this. Here's the radial I want to intercept. 200 inbound. You know, I don't have another spare dial to do this, but I'm looking here, 200 inbound, and I was somewhere here next to it. I went, a little bit over 30 degrees this way. So I went 90 degrees until I'm 30 degrees. I'm going to turn left 45 degrees and go in. That's what I'm doing. That's it. So once I get the needle comes to the center, I'm going to turn left 45 degrees and intercept my radial. Okay, now needle's pretty much almost centered. I'm going to turn now left 45 degrees to 065. And get ready with my target radial. Target radial is 200 inbound. Okay. What is 200 inbound? Well, that is 0202. So I set the course to 020. There you go, 0202, and you can see it's very good perspective. I'm going to intercept radial 200 inbound to the station, which is 020. That's the track, magnetic track. And when the radial comes, I'm going to turn and intercept. Back again, you can see the needle is moving. I'm going to turn now left and intercept my target radial, which is 200 inbound. And here I am. Now I'm tracking radial 200 inbound, which is 0202. And if you look at for flight right here, this is what we did. We flew 90 degrees to the target radial first, and then when we hit 30 degrees off of that radial, I turned left 45 degrees to intercept that target radial. Now we're tracking that radial inbound, the radial 200 inbound to the station with a 020 and a 2 indication. Okay, so I'll be right back again with another example, and I'm going to move the aircraft to a random location, and we do the same thing again. Okay, folks, we're back again, another random location, and I'm going to now try to intercept a different radial. And let's this time go for radial, let's go radial 300 inbound, okay? So 300 inbound. Here you go. Here's 300. I'm assuming this is the radial. This is the VOR station is in the center. 300 is here and inbound. First thing I need to find out where I am. Press the button right here. And needle gets centered with the 2 indication. And I am now on the tail. So I'm on approximately radial 020 right now. Or I can just turn this guy and get a from indication and center the needle. There you go. And here I am on radial 020 or so. I'm northeast of the station. Alright, I'm on radial 020. And I want to intercept radial 300 inbound. So I am, let's see, 30, here's 60. I'm more than 60 degrees. So I'm going to fly this way until I hit this guy. Then again to the left 90 degrees until I hit the 330. And then to the left 45 degrees. So I'm going to go like this, and like this. Intercept my radial inbound into the station. That's it. So now turn left to 300. and set the first radial I need to cross, which is 6 degrees from the target radial inbound, which is here, will be 360. So I'm going to set the course now to 360. And I'll fly in that direction until the needle is centered. That means I arrive there. I'm going to turn left 90 degrees. And then I'm going to turn another 45 degrees when I hit that radial that is 30 degrees from my target radial. And again, I don't need to do any math. All I can do actually here is very simple. Just move this guy 30 degrees this way, then move this guy 30 degrees this way. That's the radial I need to intercept inbound, and then switch it to a 2 indication. That's it. And the first step is to turn left 90 degrees. Second step, turn left 45 degrees, based on the picture we discussed in the beginning of the video. And we'll be right back when the needle starts to move. Alright, and we're back now, and you can see now the needle is moving slowly. We're a little bit far from the station. Well, not too far, about 11.5 miles out. As you can see here, I have a DME indication to nav 1, which is Seal Beach. When the needle gets centered, I'm going to turn left 90 degrees. Oh, we're pretty much there right now. So I'm going to turn left 90 degrees. Where's 90 degrees? Right here. Here's 90 degrees left. Oh, about 210. That's it. And then I move the course 30 degrees to the left. Sorry, 210. And move the course now 30 degrees to the left, which is 330. Here we go. And when this needle gets centered, I'm going to turn left 45 degrees, intercept radial 300 inbound. And 300 inbound is 120 with a 2 indication to the station. Alright, and we'll be right back when the needle starts to move. Alright, we're back again. Needle is moving. As you can see, we're about to cross radial 330. And in that case, I will turn left 45 degrees and get ready to intercept my target radial. And 45 degrees to the left. Again, no math. Just look at the mark. Here's a 45-degree mark. It's approximately, what, 165? Okay, so I'm going to turn left 165. Here we go, 165. The target radial 300 inbound. And that would be 120 with a 2 indication. So go ahead and set 120. And that's it. And you can see a good perspective of the radial with respect to where you are. Radial is right there. We're going to go. Its needle comes close. We're going to turn left and intercept 300 inbound to the station, which is 120 track. Alright, we'll be back when the needle starts to move. And we're back again. Here we go. Radial is coming. I'm going to start turning now to intercept my target radial, 300 inbound. And I'm turning. Here we go. Still a little bit on my right. Let it come, and I just turn with it. To summarize real quick, again, it's all about visualizing. You can see I didn't do any mathematics at all. I just looked at the picture. I was able to visualize where I am and where the target radial I need to go to is, and I just flew that way until I got to my target radial. If you look at the picture now on ForeFlight, you can see that we flew first thing in parallel to the radial itself, and then we've turned left 90 degrees, then we turned 45 degrees, and we intercepted the target radial that we wanted to get to. Alright, and this summarizes this. And just a quick example, I want to just come back again and show you how to track a radial with wind correction. So this way we pretty much covered everything. Everything else that is theoretical, oh, you see we lost signal, we're in the cone of confusion, look that up. I didn't talk about VOR's, errors, I didn't talk about the equipment, I didn't talk about all the theoretical stuff or the signal range and so forth. This is stuff that you can look up online. I just will talk about practical stuff we use for the cockpit. And last thing I want to talk about is how to track a radial with wind correction. So I'm going to be right back with some wind and show you what it's like to track a radial when you have wind, and how to fly the wind correction angle to stay on that radial. Okay, we'll be right back. Alright, so let's say for example now I am on the right of the radial, the target radial. You see the radial is on my left, right? And this radial 360 outbound. And I want to catch it, I want to intercept it. And here you go, like you can see visually, I am flying a little to the left. I'm trying to catch it. And my distance is about 9 miles. And I wait a little bit, and let's say I don't have the track indication, the diamond track indication, and another, just, another aircraft that doesn't have the fancy avionics. All right, I wait a little bit and see, this needle moving? It's not moving. All right, so I'm not compensating enough for that wind to get there. So I increase my angle to the left. I just go more to the left and just wait a little bit. See if the radial starts to move. All right, is it gonna move or not? So wait a little bit and see if it's going to come to me. If it's not coming, it's not moving for a while, that means I'm not compensating for the wind enough, and I increase my angle towards the radial to fight the wind, and try to bring the radial to me. And wait a little bit and see if that's enough. If it's not enough, we increase it. I can see now the radial is moving very slowly. Here we go, it's coming, which means now I'm really like beating the wind, and I'm bringing the radial close to me. And then when I get there and I catch my radial, just keep adjusting my heading to keep that needle centered. My job would be to keep that needle centered, and at that point I am tracking the radial properly and I have the correct wind correction angle. So here you go, I am good now because it seems to me that my heading is good. Again, disregard this magenta for the track. I'm flying a plane that doesn't show that. I'm just experimenting right now, trying to catch my radial. This is a good heading because the radial is coming. Alright, if I want it to come faster, I increase my angle to the left, and this way I can bring it to me. This is good speed, or maybe I just increase it a little bit here, just let it come faster. And then when it comes, my job would be to maintain that needle centered. That's going to be my ultimate goal. Right now, with this particular heading, the needle is moving, right? Moving to me. Once I catch it, I need to decrease that angle then in order to keep it from moving. I don't want it to move more to the right. I don't want it to move to the left. I just want it to stay stationary. Here you go. The radial is coming. And it's coming and almost centered. We're just waiting there. And then we're going to reduce our angle to stop the needle from moving, to track that radial. We just want to stop it from moving. Okay, it's coming now. Nice. Getting closer. And that's, and now I reduce the angle and see if I stop it from moving. Is it still moving? Just keep close attention. It's moving very slowly still to the right, and I want to stop it, so reduce the angle more. Reduce the angle more, and now it's getting a little bit to the right. Reduce the angle more and wait a little bit and see if it's gonna move or not. Give it about like half a minute or a minute, and if it's not moving anymore or it needs finer adjustments, that means you pretty much found the correct wind correction angle and you are tracking that radial. You are really flying the track 360 right now, magnetic track 360 out of Seal Beach VOR, and with that heading of 340, because you have strong wind from the left and you're flying a wind correction angle. Okay, so that is an example. Okay, see, the needle is moving to the right slowly, so I need to reduce the angle a little bit more. There you go. Not much, and do these fine corrections to keep things stationary to track your radial. And this is how to fly or track a radial with wind correction. That's the key. You can see here, if you look at for flight, we did we caught the radial, and then after that, first I couldn't catch the radial, I was parallel to it. Then I flew a little bit to the left, I was able to get a nice track on the ground to catch it, and once I catch it, I reduce my angle a little, and now I'm tracking that radial properly. Alright, so we need to also talk a little bit about the 160 rule. I need to know how far I am from my target radial in degrees. What distance does this correspond to? It's a very simple rule. The 160 rule says if you're 60 miles away from a station, each degree you're off from your target radial is about 1 mile. That's all it says. Alright, so for example, if the radial is somewhere here, okay, we talked about this in the previous video, on this HSI in particular, the first dot is 5 degrees, and you think the second dot or more is 10 degrees or more. Let's say I'm here, so I'm about 5 degrees off. Alright, now look at my distance, I'm about 20 miles out. I know at 60 miles out, 5 degrees is 5 miles, right? But I am 1/3 of 60. 1/3 of that distance, right? So 1/3 of 5, about what, 1.6? So I will be 1.6 miles away from my target radial, and etc. The 160 rule, and I advise you to look that up and understand what it means, so you can understand that, hey, 1 degree off from your target radial is different when you are 30 miles away, 5 miles away, and 60 miles away from the station. Why? Well, let's take a look at a quick picture, and I can explain this to you. Here you go. Let's say I have a VOR station, and here's a radial, and here's another radial, right? And let's say this difference here is 1 degree. I'm gonna, for exaggeration. If you're here, look, if you're off of your target radial, let's say this is your target radial right here, the red one. And I am here now. Let's say I am at this point. The plane is here, flying like this. And the plane is here flying like this. Look at the distance. It's still 1 degree. This is 1 degree still. But look at the distance here and the distance here. When you're farther from the station, the distance is bigger. So, again, the 1 and 60 rule. What does it say? Here you go. Here's 60 miles, 1 degree. This is 1 nautical mile. This distance right here. So, if I am at 30 miles in the middle, this would be half a mile. If I'm off by 1 degree. And etc. And that is the 160 rule. And with that, I would like to thank you for watching. And I'm going to start a new video series next time, talking about RMIs, ADF, same concept, the needle, QDR, QDM, magnetic bearing to, magnetic bearing from, and how to intercept QDRs and QDMs. No VOR radials anymore. We have to talk the proper language, and I'll have to end the video now before I crash into a mountain. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Take care, and have a good one.